Alright guys, TouchCrumb back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday so far, and today we've got to talk about this incredible situation which has just gone down over the last few minutes. I did not expect this to happen this quickly. Dallas Empire have confirmed the release of Clayster from the starting lineup going into the Black Ops Cold War 4 vs 4 season that was confirmed yesterday. Only 2 days ago, Dallas Empire won the World Championships, demolishing Atlanta FaZe in the Grand Final and cementing their legacy as the best Modern Warfare team. The 4v4 announcement came in, and barely 48 hours later, Clayster has been removed off the squad, effectively confirming, I imagine, the starting lineup for next season being Crimsix, Hook, Illy and Shotzzy. A number of things to talk about on this. Clayster, of course, talking about how, retirement was considered by him over the last 24 hours or so, but well, it looks like he's going to continue on this road, the incredible road that his career has been on, having 1,400 days without a victory, coming back to win back-to-back World Championships, dropped off the United squad last year by Sypien Co. after they won, Sypien Ibiza, they won that event with Clayster, and then he rebuilds this new organization with Dallas Empire, wins the World Championship and is dropped once again. Remarkable stuff. I mean, this guy's career is an absolute storyline as well. We'll look at it in the coming minutes here. Intrigued to hear your thoughts down below. Like if you guys enjoy the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's run through it then. Clayster says, when it rains, it pours. Also, this came out last night. This GIF, a lot of people were pointing this out to me on Twitter saying, is this indicative of something? I was like, maybe there's a decent chance that it is, given what it was discussed by Clayster yesterday in kind of the Deserto post-champs press release that they did. I'll just share this clip with you guys real quick with Clayster talking about how no one deserved to be dropped off this team. That's why 4v4 is such a difficult spot for a lot of organizations. Not just Dallas Empire, of course, being the world champions, but Clayster saying in this clip here that, he was thinking about benching himself, and Crimsix was saying a similar thing just because no one deserves to get dropped. Didn't work out quite like that.
I've been playing CoD for a long time in 4v4 and 5v5, and I've seen obviously a lot of major success on 5v5, but I still believe Call of Duty as a packaged viewer experience and playing experience is better in 4v4, and so I think for the overall health of the game, it's good, but I think the timing is a little off. It should have been done coming into this year for franchising, when all the teams were being assembled and all the players were being bought and traded and all that. Basically, it was free agency for everybody, so nobody on this team deserves to be dropped. We all worked so hard this year. We all put in equal contributions all year round. It's going to be heartbreaking, whoever it is. I almost even want to be the one to go just so them four can play together. Nobody on this team deserves to go anywhere, and it sucks.
I feel the same way.
That it has to happen like this.
As he says, my life is a movie directed by Tarantino, and well, then we get this from Deserto Intel just a few minutes ago. Sources tell Deserto that Dallas Empire have dropped 3 times Call of Duty World Champion Clayster ahead of the 2021 season and return to 4 vs 4. Clayster isn't too happy about this announcement, of course, that Deserto comes out with, and effectively forces him to release his tweet longer, maybe sooner than he would have liked. But clearly some sources telling Deserto what's going on, and well, if you're going to run a story like that, fair play. As Clayster then goes into restricted free agent for the CDL 2021 season, the first announcement of its type, to be honest, and well, this is just incredible, right? 2 days after winning the World Championship, Clayster is removed off the starting lineup and has to rebuild from scratch once again. It's incredible, to be honest, the fact that, well, either maybe they didn't take more time to think about this, and I imagine they definitely had long discussions, but it seems to me that it seemed relatively clear-cut in the eyes of the players that they wanted to keep Crimsix instead of Clayster. I was talking about that it seemed to me that it's probably going to be between those two. You only really want one dedicated main assault rifle going into a year where potentially it could be another 3 SMG meta, and you certainly want to keep your young talent being Hook, Illy and Shotzzy. There was no question in my mind. That meant that it was between Clayster and Crimsix. For me, I imagined what you do if you're Hastra is you go to Hook, Illy, Shotzzy and you say, look, we're going to choose between Clay and Crim. Who do you want on the team? And I thought maybe that would be a deep discussion, or maybe, maybe they'd even say Clayster, right, given what he brings to the team in terms of a leadership perspective and how good he has been this year, to be honest, at least statistically, probably better than Crimsix, you could argue. However, it seems that relatively quickly they come to this decision, and this is the first announcement we've seen. You would imagine that other organizations potentially that have been, well, out of the World Championships for quite a time, their players might be making free agency announcements long before the reigning world champion, right, in Clayster, who's done it back-to-back. Remarkable storyline. Shows really, as we'll look at it in Clayster's tweet longer right here, that, this decision was relatively clear-cut for them, you could argue. So here we go, restricted free agent for the CDL 2021 season. Not really sure how to start this, been struggling on how to. Obviously, Empire decided to move forward with the other 4 for next year, and I genuinely hold nothing against the org or the players. Shout out to everyone on the Dallas Empire for making it feel like home. I was beyond happy to represent Texas and live my legitimate childhood dream, and I can't thank all the staff and players from top to bottom for making it finally feel like a family. I really have never been accepted into a huge org as I was at Envy since I moved here. For real, I love Porter, that's Crimsix, Kyler, that's Hook, Inder, that's Illy, and of course that being Shotzi and Ray, Rambo, Ray the coach. Beyond belief, this is one of the hardest things I have ever had to deal with, and I just hope that I didn't rub them the wrong way or something this year. I really hope I maintain a friendship with these guys because we accomplished greatness this year, and I truly wish them nothing but success for the rest of their careers. Interesting you would say I hope I didn't rub them the wrong way here. Maybe he's thinking that he did that previously with Simp and Abizi, or maybe on the E United squad last year that won the World Championships, and maybe he's also thinking the fact that this decision was come to so quickly that maybe it was an easy decision for Hook and Co that were potentially asked who they wanted to keep, as I discussed. Only can blame myself for not doing more to secure my spot, and the league for making this decision. Pretty heartbroken how things have turned out. Got about 24 hours of happiness before I got thrown back into the blender, but that is the story of my career. My track record speaks for itself, but just in case you forgot, I took 4 different rookies to 2 different World Championship victories in back-to-back years. Bang my line if you want to win one with me this year. I have never been more motivated and have my fire fueled like this. I've won 6 tournaments in 2 seasons with 3 second places and 2 rings. Going to put everything into getting the 3-peat next year, and I have to make the choice between feeling burnt out and giving up, or giving this everything I have to prove I don't need any of the people who haven't wanted me around. Kind of indicting his previous team, saying they didn't want him, and as he says, he doesn't hold anything against them, but at the same time, they've chosen Crimsix over Clayster, you could say, and I'm sure he feels, kind of disgruntled about that, and I think you can kind of get that through this tweet longer here. Did it last year, did it this year, and I'll do it again next year. My leadership capabilities are the highest they have ever been. I performed awesome at Champs this year, and I legitimately feel I'm the best teammate I've ever been in my career up until this point. I hope some of the guys on Empire will vouch for me on this. I tried so hard this year to be the best at everything I could. Communication, criticism, leadership, actual ability, game planning, composure, keeping things in focus, etc. You know the type of player you are getting with me, and if this is my last hurrah, I'm giving it all I got. I don't want it to be the last ride, but who knows after these last 2 years have turned out. All I ever asked was to be appreciated and wanted, and as soon as an org shows that back to me, I am there for life. Want to give a couple of shout outs to the people who made it possible this year. Porter, that being Crimsix, 11 out of 17 first places. Insane stuff to have a 65% win rate, 100% top 3 rate. You are the GOAT. I miss you. What a hell of a run we had. Kyler, way to kill it this year, that being Hook, to show everyone the potential you've been harnessing. Glad I could get you your first CoD win, and seeing you grow as a player all year has been special. You have one of the dopest families I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, so make sure you rely on them to help you get all through the BS of CoDs, because I know they have your back. Inder, that being Illy, one of the most selfless rookies I've ever played with. To be as young as you, to be as selfless and smart as you are, is a special thing to see. Lean into that and you'll become one of the all-time greats. I appreciate the understanding we have with each other all year, and where we didn't even need to communicate. You think like me and Crimsix, and that will carry you as long as you allow it to. Gonna miss you, kid. And you MVP, that being Shotzi. Happy for you, you FPS god. Your demeanor and ability to take criticism is unmatched. I love how you have carried yourself. Way to put your head down and just grind. Shut up all the morons talking trash. I want to see more MVPs in the future. If you keep at it like you did this year, I guarantee there will be more. And then to Rambo, thanks for being the voice of reason all year and dealing with everything. You're a goddamn genius. I'm glad you decided to coach us this year. You were genuinely our 6th man. I won't forget the combos we had and what you helped me learn how to do all year. Thank you for helping me grow as a player and as an individual. And then, saying thanks to the rest of the guys on Envy as well. Hashtag crown victorious. Back to back to back. Clayster looking to do it again once again next year, as I'm sure you are not surprised at. Remarkable statement really from Clayster. Certainly some frustration you can tell there in the fact that he hasn't been chosen, I suppose, to continue on this squad. Thinks that he did everything for these guys, and still that wasn't good enough to get chosen onto the starting lineup next season. The big question that comes out of this is, where the hell does Clayster go, right? He certainly seems motivated. He isn't going to retire or anything. He wants to do it again. He wants to prove Dallas wrong, that they made the wrong decision to keep Crimsix, and, well, prove that he can do it again with another squad. I mean, the talent he's had at his disposal, I suppose, the last couple of seasons is no joke. I mean, Illy who can Shotzi, Sypien, Abizi in previous seasons. But where's the talent that he's going to be able to pick up this season? Is it there anymore? Which teams potentially want him back? Who knows? I mean, obviously, such a talented player is Clayster. I've been singing his praises this entire week, to be honest. But, you know, where does he land, right? With many other teams potentially looking at their squads and thinking, you know, do we have room for Clayster? Do we need a main assault rifle on the team, given there's a lot of main ARs around right now? Let's look at that in a second. Hastro says, if it was still 5v5, I'd be trying to sign this guy to a 4-year contract extension right now. Damn, I am going to miss you, dude. Appreciate the opportunity you gave me this year, and the team you put together will forever be grateful. This situation sucks so much. I'm sorry you had to make this decision. Wish you nothing but the best, Mike. And as Clayster says, going to be gathering all my Empire gear and doing a massive giveaway to a fan tonight. Be on the lookout. So just, you know, getting rid of his Empire gear, kind of wants the back of that career, I suppose. I don't know. It seems kind of strange to me that he just wants to give all away his Empire stuff as if he just wants to put it behind him and move on with his life, given what he just achieved 2 days ago. But the question then arises, where could he potentially land? These are the teams in the league right now. There was actually talk a while ago, I just remembered, of Clayster even going to the Royal Ravens, and Waskin talked about that as an opportunity before the season even began. Is that a possibility? Will he go back to the Atlanta FaZe, for example? Like, what if they have Abizi, Sypien, and Celium as their 3? They get rid of Maniac, maybe they get rid of Priester, and Min Clayster in. Maybe they think that that team kind of lacked some leadership in that sense, and Abizi and Sypien like, you know, well, Clayster beat us at champs this year, we got rid of him the previous year, maybe it's time to bring him back into the team. Who knows, right? There's a lot of options here, but it's not an easy one by any means if you're a Clayster. The last couple of seasons, you've got a lot of talent at your disposal, and for good reason. It's definitely great that he was given that opportunity to develop this talent into what they have become today. But do those opportunities lie around the corner once again? It's not easy to say by any means, and I'm very intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Certainly a discussion we need to have as where Clayster could potentially go in next season's Call of Duty title, because, well, there's so much opportunity on the table, but with only 48 professional starting players, and Clayster is no doubt going to be one of them, well, where does he go? But if I'm an organization right now and I have some young talent on the team that I want developing, I'm snapping up Clayster without a second thought, like getting in with Awaken, getting in with Mac. I mean, these type of players, he could develop those guys into the next shots that you can elite, the next Abizi and Simp that he has done in the previous couple of seasons, and who knows what type of force he will be at the World Championship next year. No doubt he will be competitive at the very least. Just to finish out the video with this then, which is a, you know, volume warning, as Clayster says, the ring winning moment. Lots of vulgar language here, so earmuffs if you're a child. So yeah, strong language warning to finish out the video, but this was their winning moment just 2 days ago, and now Clayster has been dropped off the team and is once again back into the blender, as he described, into the chaos of the Rostermania world. Not what I was expecting to be happening a week or so ago, but well, that's Call of Duty, baby. Thanks for watching as always. Like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you are new as always. Make sure you don't miss any content which is coming out over the channel over the next several weeks. It will be craziness. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you next time.
Crane dead. Let's get Jeep. Yo, I'm gonna run. You guys take your time. 1 peek at 5. 1 peek at 5. Let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go! That's 3, baby! Let's go, baby! Let's fucking go, man! Let's fucking go, man! Let's fucking go, man! Let's fucking go, man! Come on! These kids fucking suck, man! Let's fucking go, man!
Let's go!
Yo, baby, let's go! Let's go! Best in the fucking world! They can't fuck with us! That's 3! That's fucking 3, Porter!
Oh my god, dude!
Let's go, dude!
Yo!
Let's go, dude!
So proud of you guys, man.
Let's go, dude! Let's fucking go, dude! Oh my god, let's fucking go! Back to back!
Back to back!
Back to back!
The rookies!
The rookies, baby!
The rookies!
Oh my god,
the rookies are the
man.
winners, dude!
Oh my god,
the rookies
dude!
get the ring in year 1!
Let's fucking go, dude!